This is Community Forum, a service of CAN TV. I'm your host, Juan Carlos Hernandez. When you think of art in Chicago, you might picture downtown and her wonderful institutions. But our neighborhoods offer something too, and it's art for and by the people. Our guests today are Tanya and Roberta. They're from the Rogers Park Arts Alliance. They're here to talk about their work in the community. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Our first guest here is Roberta. Tell us about yourself and how you became part of this alliance.
Well, I'm a costume designer. I have a small gallery and studio on Loyola Avenue, and there's myself and there's another gallery there, another little store. We got together in the fall of, I think, 2012. The three of us were there, and the three of us I'd been there and the other two girls had come, and we had a street fest for Day of the Dead.
Wow.
And it was lovely, and it was a nice night, and we had a band, and or several bands. It was just a great night. And shortly after that, there were a lot of people from the community there, and we all started talking about there's so much going on there, but there's little pockets here, there's but there's all kinds of artists in Rogers Park, and just about networking and joining forces and getting together to try to do more community events. And so I think from that night, it sort of, it kind of, we started talking about it, and it came together in April of 2013. I think we met for the first time and decided that we wanted to kind of join together and join a network and make a network of people to promote arts and culture in Rogers Park.
That's awesome. Our second guest is back for a second time here. Now the English version of the show. Tell me, Tanya, how did you become part of this organization and what you do?
I'm the assistant to the general manager at Main Stage, and also the curator of the men's gallery that we have there at Main Stage. And I was introduced into Rogers Park Arts Alliance we had a meeting at our venue, and the coordinator that put it together, she mentioned that, hey, there's this meeting about art and culture in Rogers Park. Would you be interested in being part of it? And I was like, yes, please. So that first meeting in April, even though I know that they had been talks with smaller groups, like she was saying, that first meeting really kind of made the group realize that there's a common ground as far as what we want to accomplish in the art community, and just some of the interests that we want to bring forth in Rogers Park.
So that's one of the, you kind of alluded to it, and both of you right now, the common ground and little pockets everywhere working in the arts. What is I guess you kind of already answered that, but as the Alliance came together, what did you see as a strength when you were starting to get together and trying to put things together? What did you see in each of these people that were thinking, we really want to be part of this?
Well, I think, we came together and made a list of objectives of things that we thought we wanted to achieve by coming together.
Yeah.
And one of them was more working together with the schools in the neighborhood and the children, and
I think attracting more artists
Right.
to the community and keeping, the cost of living down, so that people could get like studios and rehearsal space and,
Right.
come and move up there to Rogers Park.
Right, trying to facilitate the arts and advance engagement with the community as well. Bring families and people together, and it's a really multidisciplinary group, and
Sounds like it.
Create and share with others.
Tell me about getting children involved. You work with schools, right? And I'm sure. Children are, I think, the least intimidated by the arts. So how does that work, and What kind of response have you had?
Well, we've primarily to work with the kids in schools. We've started this campaign, Sidekick Arts, and it's specifically to bring children, or to bring artists, to connect artists with the neighborhood schools. So the artists will be compensated for their time, and the children can benefit from this. We have we've had a campaign going so that we can raise funds for it, and so we've been working with the schools on that. We have a big Arts Fest every year, and
when is that Arts Fest?
that is October. Well, this is the third year we're doing it. It's called Art Round Trip, and it's been just on one day. It's been one Sunday every month during Chicago Artist Month, the last 2 years, and this is going into our third year. So this year we decided the last 2 years have been successful and we've had a lot of fun, but there's so much really going on in one day that we've decided to expand it to a month-long sort of festival of the arts in Rogers Park.
Okay, so one weekend of a lot of work wasn't enough for you.
You're right. Yeah, but you know, we were doing it was a one day, and we have it at these 4 different hubs. And if you were working at one of the hubs, we couldn't go to the other hubs to see what everybody else was doing. So we thought, well, let's spread it out. Yeah, make more work. But what you were asking about the schools, and so the Arts Round Trip, Round Trip.
And that's round trip refers to the train, right? And going on up and down the red line.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rogers Park is unique in that we have 4 L stops so close to each other. And when we were trying to decide, when we came together, that we wanted to have a fest, I think we thought to use that feature of the neighborhood. It sort of naturally creates a hub. And then to use that as and encourage people to take the train and explore different parts of the city.
And the children, how have they participated in this?
So we've had the different schools, the different elementary schools in the neighborhood have all donated artwork. They've specifically made work for the shows, and then we've displayed it at Art Round Trip. There's artwork that's collected and then displayed at different venues in the neighborhood. It was on that day. Now it's going to be all month. And so we've had students work in every show from all the different grade schools. Last year there was a band from Kilmer that played the Loyola stop. We had several bands all day, and they played.
That's very cool. So going back to this, building upon success and building upon work, how did you know that one weekend was a success? What indicated that to you, Tanya?
I think that the fact that the artists that were involved and the businesses that were involved and the people that came to the event all were so supportive and wanted to do it again. When's the next one? Or yes, can I be part of it next year? Can I volunteer? Do something like that. I think definitely the interest was there for us to try to expand. And a lot of the businesses, that we put artwork, which was supposed to just be for, maybe the weekend, they were like, oh, do you mind if we keep it maybe a couple more weeks? So that's why it kind of naturally, it sounded like a good idea to do a full month. Plus, that way, if we had separate events at the different hubs like Howard, Jarvis, Morris, and Loyola, that we would actually be able to go to some of the other ones that we missed because we were all, in the different areas in just one day. So we're hoping that this will be a success, and we're hoping that it'll bring out the audience from all Chicagoland.
So those 4 stops, if you could just pull up your poster really quick. Those 4 stops are what?
Yeah.
That's your logo, right? And your
Yes.
And the poster.
So it's Loyola, Morse, Jarvis, and Howard.
Okay. And so during this coming Chicago Artist Month, each weekend of the month will be focused on one of those specific stops. Is that
right. Exactly?
That's how it's going to work. So it's not going to be all together all at once.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
That's, I think, kind of in the works. I mean, ideally, we want to probably do a kickoff event, hopefully by Howard, you know, like the beginning of October, and then we're going to end with Loyola.
We're going to kind of work our way south.
Yeah.
I think we're going to start at Howard the first weekend in October. And all the events will be listed on the Facebook page for the Arts Alliance. And then, we'll wrap up on Loyola with sort of, again, a
big
Day
Day
of the Dead
Dead.
sort of deal. It's kind of become our thing down there, I guess.
Yeah, cool.
But and the success, you know, I think the businesses that we've worked with have not only wanted to keep the art for the month, but some of, you know, they've made relationships with some artists, and a lot of the businesses have kept continuing to have art in their establishments for ever since, you know, since the first one 2 years ago. So it's brought art in a more permanent way into the community.
So that common ground has expanded, right?
Yes.
And it's not just pockets, but all of Rogers Park. That's what it's sounding like. And you said you had a lot of artists, you know, you had piqued a lot of curiosity in artists. What if I wanted to participate? I have some works I would like to show, or a number I'd like to perform, or some one act play I'd like to put on. What can I do? Do I have to be from Rogers Park? Is it that strict? Well, tell me about how that process works.
I don't think it's that strict. I think we do try to focus on local talent or people that want to share.
Right.
We're taking submissions until August 15th online. You can go again to the Arts Alliance, either their Facebook page or their .org, and connect with the submissions. And we've had over 100 artists on display each show so far, and this year with the expanded time and venues, I think we'll see.
And these are artists of all levels, or because children obviously participate. So, do they have to go through a whole application process themselves, or how does that work, Tanya?
Well, the application, you know, basically is so that we have their name, their website, the title of the pieces, you know, just a way to get a hold of them. Sometimes if they want to provide more than one piece, and we want to have, you know, just a way for people to know who they are is when they have the artwork up, you know, have a little label underneath it. And hopefully this year I think we're going to try to incorporate like a little Rogers Park Arts Alliance logo on it so that they know that this is, you know, part of the art round trip of 2015. So it's a submission form, and you do have to send in like 2 to 5 images for the artist, and then for performers we do have a different form. It's pretty much the same, but it's you know, to get their information, and then we ask that they perform about 30 to 60 minutes.
30 to 60 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, like they have to perform for you before they perform.
Oh no! For them to have the time. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's just to be clear, I'm like, wow, that's pretty rigorous. There.
That's what we're doing from now until October. No, we hope that they have material for 30 minutes or 60 minutes that they can perform during this October event. I mean, you know, I call it an event, but it's, you know, we plan to have a lot of different things going on. So wherever we can fit them, you know, if they are looking for a certain date or a certain weekend, then we can, you know, try to accommodate.
And we had video. We have video.
Oh, yeah, video.
There was music and dance and poetry and comedy and visual art and sculpture. Yeah, I guess that's video. But yeah.
You guys brought some pictures today, which are a beautiful example of all the work you're doing. Let's take a look at some of those right now.
Great.
And we can talk about them as we go through.
Okay.
Yes, tell us about this one, please.
That's a local neighborhood establishment. I think it's on
Jarvis.
Jarvis.
It's our public house.
And that's the collection, I guess, that we'd put in there. That was last year's?
This was last year's.
And this is one of the venues that they, from the first year now, have an ongoing gallery.
Wow,
yeah.
That's awesome.
This is in a Soul Cafe over by Howard Station, and this is some of the artwork from the elementary, I think Kilmer, and they have some masks that they did, and then
It's beautiful work.
I love the kids stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so free and
And colorful.
yeah.
It's nice.
and I think I wonder why we lose that as we grow older.
You have to contrast it with this, but
Okay, what's this now? Now? And my question is: are those on the right, those two skeletons, part of this exhibition?
it is. It was part of the show. It was obviously not displayed alongside the kids' artwork. You know, it's we try to coordinate the shows and curate them a bit. You know, where we'll have usually a group of photography in one location. And,
I think that the skeletons were actually just for Halloween, since it was around
Okay.
Halloween. But like the other areas, you know, the pieces,
The ones on the left.
yeah, that probably you can't see too well, but
Yeah.
you know, this is still at Art Public House.
Okay. And this is another cafe.
again, just a collection of work. It looks like Soul Cafe. Oh, this is something that's come up out of the Arts Alliance. This is an annex to Roman Susan Gallery, they're on Loyola as well. And
This is really cool. I thought
it's
it was
great.
just really
Yeah,
cool art.
really nice. They from the Arts Alliance. One of the other missions that we have is to try to utilize underutilized space, and working with landlords and artists to try to make create a relationship where if the space isn't being used, maybe we can use it for gallery space, or if somebody can use it for studio space. And this was great. This was on Howard. I think they got to use the space for about 3 months.
3 months.
And it was nice. It was big, so you could do some big things in there. And
Like these big hands.
yeah,
arms,
big
and
hands
feet.
and feet. Yep, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it certainly looks like. And this is the artist.
That
This
is the artist.
yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. And did she ever
terrific.
mention why she likes to do such big images like this?
Well, they look cool.
They do.
This is on Loyola. I believe this is the Kilmer Elementary Band.
Those are not sculptures, right? They're people.
No,
Yes.
those are real people.
Yeah, and they had a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is the group Lindsay Brown who performed a dance piece, and I think the girl in the purple is the
purple
coordinator.
hat?
Yeah, the purple hat. She's the coordinator of the group and brought these girls together for this event.
And they're all dancers.
They are dancers.
Okay.
This is a fabric textile collection.
And this is your
this
gallery,
is
right?
Yep. This is Selena Derry, who is a local woman who makes beautiful.
The dolls.
She made the dolls and the
The ones
And
with
Bronwyn
textiles.
Elkes.
Okay.
Bronwyn did the textiles on the wall behind. You can't really see, but they're really intricate and beautiful. And yeah, and Selena did the quilts she uses. This is Carlos Barberena. And this is on Loyola. We have a bit of a street fair out there. The 3 galleries are open, and then we have bands and stuff. And this year we're going to do a night, kind of a night market to wrap up the art round trip for that last weekend. That was another one of the artists.
Yeah, this was an artist that when we initially saw his artwork, we're like, well, the artwork just seems, very sad. But then when we started looking at the materials that he worked with, which is, graphite pencil, I mean, we just thought they were
Really
just so
fantastic,
stunning.
yeah.
That
Sounds like a photograph there.
Yeah.
definitely. So
Very talented.
very, very nice artist as well.
And he just submitted an application and said, hey, I want to show some
He
of my work.
did. Yes, he did.
Well, that's awesome. And this is...
This is on Jarvis. This is a nice spot. First, there's a little square there, and the sculpture looks fantastic, I think.
Yeah, we
really-
made this into kind of a sculpture garden, so this was one of the pieces that expanded, pretty large.
Wow.
And then you could see a couple of guys behind looking at some artwork that are, in some of the windows, because we do have some businesses that may not be open, like for a Sunday, and so just having the windows available for the art, really helped out for these events.
And these are two rappers from the
This is, I
community?
believe, from Poets Group,
Yeah.
people of extraordinary talent.
Yes.
And they did, yes.
And they did performances in
singing,
all four
performing,
hubs.
Oh, they
that-
did.
comedy.
Yes,
Yeah, they were
different
great,
people, but
really
they
fun.
Yeah.
they had enough to bring a few different groups to the different areas.
And this is Glenwood Dance Studio.
Yes, and they're actually pretty new. I think they joined us, I think, last year, and so they had I think a performance as well as a free class that they offered for the public on that Sunday.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So it seemed, well, I think success is often measured by how well you work with others. So tell me about some of the organizations and studios and galleries you collaborate with or have been collaborating with.
Well, Rogers Park has a really rich history, I think, of the arts, and such a small community. We have at least 5 theaters. There's
Yes, we have.
Lifeline, and we have the Factory Theater that's coming to the neighborhood.
Yes, it's new.
Factory Theater?
Mhm.
What is that?
It's a new theater company that's just opened on Howard Street.
Wow, on the edge of the city.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
So
they're like rehabbing the space up there, and it's going to be beautiful, I think. Yeah.
we also have Side Project and Theo Ubike. Is that all of them?
We might
Let's
be
see,
missing one, but
Lifeline.
there's
In
yeah.
case you forget any, well, I'm just asking to
And
mention
there's
some.
and
Yeah,
there's
okay,
opera.
sure.
There's 3 small opera companies based in the neighborhood.
Core Productions, Opera on Tap, and what was the third one?
Light Opera Works, I think.
Yes, that sounds right. We also have, the galleries, Zorro, Roman
Roman Susan does a lot.
Mez Gallery.
Oh
no, I'm sorry, Flying Dolphin.
But there are a lot. That was one of the reasons bring us all together, and the bike room. They're here, they're there, and through the Arts Alliance, we've met people like, I didn't know the bike room was this little gallery on Columbia 2 blocks away, and it's like tucked in the bike room in the back of this bigger building, and through this we've met them and collaborate, do works with them.
But I think it's also the support that we get from some of the larger businesses, like the 49th Ward Alderman Joe Moore's office and Rogers Park Business Alliance. They help us out with a lot of like the administrative things, even though everything is there's no money that's coming to us, but it just the support that we get just from helping each other is really great.
Yeah, you wanted to say something?
I was just about the arts in Rogers Park. There's, it is a really rich, artistic, diverse community, and they've, we've got this mural project. I don't know if you've been up there lately, but it's been going on, and I think we're at about 40 murals now. With all the trains, of course, there are a lot of underpasses, and so that's really nice. And then there's the what do they call that? The Art of the Wall, all
Artists
along
on
the
the Wall,
lakefront.
yeah.
And every year they, on Father's Day, they have a great event out there with, it's families and artists and just people coming together, and they divide this long bench along the lakefront up into different segments, and everybody takes their inspiration. They'll have a different idea each year and paint that, and so it changes every year. And so art is a big part of the fabric up there, and we're just kind of trying to weave it together.
No, that's awesome, and it's a great metaphor you're using, weaving it together. And I wish we could weave another half hour into this show so we could talk some more, but we're out of time. Just tell me what, in a very short statement, what you hope to achieve in the next coming year for Rogers Park Arts Alliance.
A great month-long art round trip, and more community events.
Okay, Tanya?
I think just focusing on our success and hopefully making it bigger, getting more artists involved, and just keep the art scene going in Rogers Park.
Great. Well, thanks so much for coming out today. It's been wonderful to hear about all the work you're doing, and I hope to see you again.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
Thank you.
And to you, our audience, thank you for joining us. Community Forum is a service of CAN TV. If your nonprofit organization would like to work with CAN TV, call 312-738-1400 and ask for nonprofit services. Tune into Community Forum for local issues and concerns every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. on CAN TV 21. I'm Juan Carlos Hernandez. Thank you for joining us.